Throughout history, mythical creatures have captured the imaginations of people across the world. These beings, often half beast and half god, represented humanity's deepest fears, hopes, and desires. Among them stands the Griffin, a creature both fierce and majestic, a symbol of power and mystery. With the body of a lion and the head and wings of an eagle, the Griffin was seen as the ultimate guardian, a protector of sacred spaces, treasures, and the boundaries between the mortal world and the divine. But where did the story of the Griffin begin? And how did this mythical creature come to represent strength, vigilance, and protection across so many cultures? The Griffin's tale is as old as civilization itself, stretching back to the earliest days of human history. In every society where the Griffin appears, it has been revered for its ability to bridge two worlds, combining the raw power of the lion, king of the beasts, with the sharp sight and majesty of the eagle, king of the skies. The story of the Griffin is not confined to one culture or time. From the scorching deserts of ancient Persia to the temples of Egypt, from the mythic realms of Greece to the fortified castles of medieval Europe, the Griffin has left an indelible mark on the human imagination. In ancient times, it was more than just a myth. It was a symbol of divine power, of the heavens watching over the earth, and of the protection that only such a creature could offer. Over the centuries, the Griffin's image evolved. It became a creature associated with kings, emperors, and conquerors, those who sought to harness the power of the heavens and the earth. From mighty emperors of Rome to medieval knights defending their lands, the Griffin came to represent not only protection but also the fierce determination needed to guard what was most precious. Whether depicted in battle, as a loyal protector of treasure, or perched regally atop the gates of a palace, the Griffin was a force of nature both feared and revered. From ancient civilizations to the grand halls of medieval Europe, the Griffin has served as a symbol of protection, wisdom, and power. Whether guarding temples, treasure, or kings themselves, the Griffin embodied the ideals of strength and vigilance. But while its form may have remained the same, its meaning evolved, shifting with each culture that adopted it. In Persia, the Griffin guarded the gold of the mountains, ensuring that only the worthy could access the riches of the earth. In Egypt, it was a symbol of divine protection, ensuring that the souls of pharaohs could pass safely into the afterlife. For the Greeks and Romans, it was a symbol of power, guiding heroes and gods alike in their quests. And in medieval Europe, the Griffin became a symbol of kingship, emblazoned on shields and banners to represent courage and authority. The origins of the Griffin are as ancient as they are elusive. This mythical creature, part eagle and part lion, has fascinated humanity for thousands of years. The first known depictions of the Griffin can be traced back over 5,000 years to the deserts of ancient Persia and Mesopotamia. In these early civilizations, the Griffin was more than just a mythical beast. It was a guardian, a protector of the divine, and a symbol of balance between heaven and earth. For the people of ancient Persia, the Griffin represented the ultimate power over two realms, the sky and the land. The lion, known as the king of the beasts, symbolized raw physical power and dominion over the earth. The eagle, revered as the king of the skies, symbolized spiritual insight, wisdom, and divine sight. Together, these two creatures created a powerful hybrid, a guardian capable of protecting both earthly treasures and divine mysteries. The Griffin's role as a protector was not limited to sacred spaces. In Persian mythology, Griffins were said to guard the treasures of the earth, particularly gold. Legends tell of Griffins nesting in the remote, rugged mountains, fiercely defending their vast hoards of treasure from any who dared to approach. It is said that the sharp beak and talons of a Griffin could tear apart anyone foolish enough to try and steal the riches they guarded. The Griffin's association with wealth and treasure spread across ancient cultures. Stories of Griffins guarding gold deep within the mountains became part of the lore of Persia, Egypt, and beyond. To the ancient mind, the Griffin was not just a mythical guardian of material riches, it was also a protector of knowledge, wisdom, and spiritual wealth. Only those deemed worthy could approach the sacred spaces or the treasures guarded by these majestic creatures. But the Griffin was not confined to Persian mythology alone. In ancient Egypt, the Griffin took on another sacred role. Here it served as a protector of the dead, watching over the tombs of pharaohs and ensuring that their souls could pass safely into the afterlife. The Griffin was often depicted standing guard over the tombs, its wings spread wide in a protective stance, shielding the sacred texts and treasures meant to accompany the pharaohs on their journey. In Egyptian culture, the Griffin symbolized divine protection. Its lion's body, representing courage and strength, was a fitting companion for the journey into the unknown. The eagle's head, with its keen eyesight and ability to soar above the earth, symbolized the spirit's rise toward the heavens. Together, the two halves of the griffin became the perfect guardian for both the physical body and the soul. In the ancient world, the journey to the afterlife was fraught with danger. The Egyptians believed that the dead would face trials and challenges as they sought to reach the realm of the gods. To ensure their safe passage, the pharaohs relied on divine protectors, beings like the griffin, whose dual nature made them ideal guardians of both the earthly and the spiritual realms. With its ferocity and wisdom, the griffin stood as a symbol of ultimate protection, warding off evil spirits and safeguarding the treasures and sacred texts buried with the pharaohs. In this way, the griffin was more than just a figure of myth. It was a symbol of the interconnectedness between life and death, between the earth and the heavens. In both Persian and Egyptian mythology, the griffin emerged as a creature of immense importance, one that transcended mere myth. It became a protector of what was most sacred, whether that was material wealth or the spiritual journey of the soul. For these ancient civilizations, the griffin was more than a creature of legend. It was a guardian of the boundary between the human world and the divine, a figure of strength, wisdom, and eternal vigilance. As the legend of the griffin spread westward, it became deeply intertwined with the myths and beliefs of ancient Greece and later Rome. To the Greeks, the griffin was no mere beast of legend. It was a sacred creature, intimately connected to the gods. The griffin's ability to rule both the earth with its lion's body and the sky with its eagle wings made it a natural symbol of divine power. It was said that griffins pulled the chariot of Apollo, the god of the sun, music, and prophecy. As Apollo raced across the heavens, his chariot was guided by these majestic creatures, their golden wings catching the sunlight as they soared through the skies. In Greek mythology, the griffin was a symbol of protection, often seen as a fierce guardian of divine treasures. Legends tell of griffins defending the gold mines of the Scythians, a nomadic people who lived in the far north. These mines, rich with the wealth of the earth, were said to be fiercely guarded by griffins, whose razor-sharp talons and swift aerial attacks made them formidable opponents. Mortals who dared to enter these lands often found themselves locked in battles with griffins, creatures that embodied both divine retribution and the fierce protection of the gods' wealth. The ancient historian Herodotus wrote of the fearsome reputation of the griffins, describing how they guarded vast hoards of gold in the far north. According to his accounts, the Scythians, known for their archery and skill in battle, often clashed with these mythical creatures, seeking to claim the earth's riches for themselves. But griffins, with their immense strength and sharp talons, were formidable protectors, capable of fending off even the bravest of warriors. These stories, passed down through oral tradition and later immortalized in written texts, became part of the larger tapestry of Greek mythology. The griffin, with its divine connections and its role as a guardian of treasure, soon became a popular motif in Greek art and literature. As Greek culture influenced the world through trade, conquest, and art, the image of the griffin spread. The griffin, once a fierce protector of the gold mines in the far north, came to symbolize much more: a force of divine justice, a creature that could not be tamed by mortal hands. It was a reminder that some treasures were not meant to be taken, that some powers belonged only to the gods. As the griffin's legend made its way into Roman culture, it continued to represent power and protection. For the Romans, the griffin was a creature that symbolized the might of the empire itself, strength, vigilance, and the favor of the gods. Mosaics and sculptures from the Roman Empire frequently depicted griffins standing beside the gods or guarding important figures. The griffin became a symbol of the empire's borders, both literal and symbolic, as the Romans sought to protect their vast territories and their position as the rulers of the known world. In Roman art, the griffin was a frequent symbol of military might and divine favor. The Romans, ever conscious of the need to protect their empire, saw the griffin as a powerful guardian both of their physical borders and their place within the divine order. Like the gods themselves, the griffin could not be challenged, and its watchful presence reminded all who entered Roman territories that they were under the protection of both mortal and divine power. For the Romans, as for the Greeks, the griffin was not only a mythological creature, it was a symbol of the empire's ideals. Its role as a guardian of both the heavens and the earth made it the perfect emblem for an empire that sought to control both the mortal and the divine. The griffin, with its unmatched strength and keen sight, represented the very essence of vigilance, protecting not only treasure but the empire itself. As the centuries passed, the legend of the Griffin took on new life in medieval Europe. The Griffin, already a powerful symbol in ancient cultures, was embraced by the ruling classes of the medieval world. In the castles and courts of kings, the Griffin became a symbol of nobility, courage, and loyalty. Its image was emblazoned on coats of arms, shields, banners, and tapestries, serving as a reminder of the virtues that knights and rulers were expected to uphold: bravery in battle, loyalty to one's lord, and wisdom in leadership. In medieval heraldry, the Griffin represented the perfect blend of strength and wisdom. As the lion was known as the king of beasts and the eagle as the king of birds, the Griffin combining both was seen as a creature that ruled over both earth and sky. This made it a fitting symbol for knights who swore oaths to protect their lands and serve their lords with both the strength of a warrior and the wisdom of a leader. The Griffin's dual nature also reflected the dual roles that medieval knights were expected to play: fierce in battle, but wise and just in their leadership. For this reason, many noble families adopted the Griffin as their emblem, a symbol of the harmony between physical prowess and moral virtue. But the Griffin's symbolism in medieval Europe went beyond the battlefield. The Griffin was also believed to be a guardian of sacred spaces. In churches, cathedrals, and monasteries, griffins were often depicted in carvings, frescoes, and stained glass windows. They were seen as protectors of the faith, watching over the holy relics and the sacred symbols of Christianity. The Griffin's role as a guardian took on a new, spiritual dimension in medieval Christian art. The Griffin came to symbolize the dual nature of Christ. Just as the Griffin combined the lion and the eagle, so too did Christ embody both the earthly and the divine. The lion half of the Griffin represented Christ's incarnation on earth, his strength, his courage, and his role as a leader among men. The eagle half, with its ability to soar into the heavens, symbolized Christ's divine nature, his connection to God, and his ascension into the spiritual realm. This powerful symbolism made the Griffin a common figure in churches and cathedrals throughout Europe. It served as a reminder of the faith's core teachings: the balance between the mortal and the divine, between the physical world and the spiritual one. For medieval Christians, the Griffin represented more than just power and strength. It was a creature that could bridge the gap between the human and the spiritual realms. In a world where life was often uncertain, and where the threat of war, disease, and famine loomed large, the Griffin stood as a guardian of both the earthly and the divine. It was a symbol of protection, a creature that watched over not only the physical structures of the church, but also the souls of those who sought refuge within its walls. The Griffin also became a symbol of resurrection in Christian art. Just as the Griffin could soar into the heavens, so too could the soul rise after death, ascending to the divine. Its presence in churches and cathedrals served as a reminder of the promise of eternal life and the protection of the faithful. In medieval Europe, the Griffin became much more than a creature of myth. It became a symbol of faith, protection, and divine wisdom. From the noble courts of kings to the sacred halls of cathedrals, the Griffin represented the ideals that shaped medieval life. It was a reminder that strength and wisdom must work together, that the physical and spiritual worlds were forever intertwined. And in both war and peace, the Griffin stood as a guardian, a symbol of hope and protection for those who walked in its shadow. Even today, the Griffin continues to inspire awe and wonder. From the halls of ancient temples to the streets of modern cities, the image of the Griffin has endured through millennia, evolving and adapting to the cultures that reimagine it. In contemporary times, the Griffin has found new life in fantasy literature, film, video games, and art. Its timeless image now a bridge between the ancient world and modern imagination. Whether standing as a symbol of power, wisdom, or protection, the Griffin's legacy persists, reminding us of the enduring allure of myth and legend. In modern fantasy, the Griffin is a beloved and iconic figure, often depicted as a loyal companion to heroes, a fierce protector, and a creature of unparalleled strength and grace. Today, filmmakers and artists use advanced technology to bring the Griffin to life in ways that ancient cultures could only dream of. Special effects, computer-generated imagery, and motion capture allow these mythical creatures to leap from the pages of books and onto the big screen with breathtaking realism. In books, films, and video games, the Griffin continues to represent the best of both the natural and mythical world's strength, courage, and protection. It is often portrayed as a loyal ally to the protagonist, embodying the virtues of wisdom, loyalty, and bravery. Whether it is a companion to a hero in a quest, a guardian of a sacred realm, or a powerful mount in a battle, the Griffin's majestic presence never fails to captivate audiences. In literature, the Griffin continues to soar. From the epic fantasies of classic authors like J.R.R. Tolkien and C.S. Lewis to the works of modern fantasy writers, the Griffin has maintained its status as one of the most powerful and noble creatures of mythology. Its dual nature, part lion, part eagle, remains a potent symbol of the balance between the earthly and the divine, a creature that embodies both the wild freedom of the skies and the grounded strength of the land. In video games, the Griffin has taken on a new role, not just as a symbol of power, but as a playable character and companion. Whether serving as a mount for a player navigating a vast open world or a fierce ally in battle, the Griffin offers gamers the chance to experience the thrill of riding one of mythology's most iconic creatures. Modern games, with their immersive graphics and expansive worlds, have brought the Griffin to life in ways that are interactive, allowing players to fly on the wings of legend. With the rise of modern gaming, the Griffin has taken on new dimensions, no longer confined to the pages of books or the frames of films. Now, it is an interactive part of players' adventures, allowing them to experience its legendary strength and grace firsthand. The Griffin's timeless appeal continues to evolve, its legacy expanding with each new medium that adopts it. The Griffin's influence is not limited to entertainment alone. In modern art, the creature continues to inspire painters, sculptors, and muralists. Its powerful image, both regal and untamed, represents the fusion of nature and imagination, a testament to the enduring power of myth to captivate and inspire new generations. From murals that adorn city streets to sculptures that stand proudly in galleries, the Griffin is a subject that artists return to time and time again, drawn by its majestic form and timeless symbolism. For many modern artists, the Griffin represents freedom and strength. Its ability to transcend both time and culture makes it an ideal subject for those seeking to explore the boundaries between the real and the mythical. In many ways, the Griffin is more than just a creature of legend. It is a symbol of the human imagination, an embodiment of our desire to create and to dream. The Griffin, once a protector of ancient temples and a symbol of kingship, has become a creature that transcends time, living on in the imaginations of people across the world. It has adapted and evolved, finding its place in the hearts of modern audiences while retaining the majesty and mystery that made it a symbol of power for millennia. From ancient myth to modern media, the Griffin continues to inspire awe, reminding us of the timeless allure of creatures that bridge the gap between the natural world and the realm of legend. The Griffin's legacy is one of endurance. From the scorching deserts of ancient Persia to the sacred temples of Egypt, from the battlefields of medieval Europe to the pages of modern fantasy, the Griffin has captured the human imagination for thousands of years. Its image has transcended time, adapting and evolving through the centuries while remaining a powerful symbol of protection, strength, and mystery. Across cultures, the Griffin has embodied the ideals that people hold most dear: courage, loyalty, and the ability to protect what is sacred. Over the centuries, the Griffin has evolved, taking on new meanings and symbolisms while retaining its core essence. In ancient Persia, it was a fierce guardian of gold and divine power, watching over the treasures of the earth. In Egypt, it became a protector of the dead, ensuring the safe passage of souls into the afterlife. In Greece and Rome, the Griffin stood alongside gods and heroes, a symbol of divine justice and strength. And in medieval Europe, it transformed into a symbol of chivalry, nobility, and spiritual protection, guarding not only castles and kings but also sacred spaces and the Christian faith. The Griffin's enduring presence across history is no coincidence. More than just a mythical creature, it has come to represent humanity's deepest desires and fears. It is a reflection of our need to understand the world, to protect what we hold dear, and to rise above the ordinary. The Griffin, with its lion's body and eagle's wings, stands at the crossroads of myth and reality, embodying the duality of strength and wisdom, of the earth and the sky. Through this balance, the Griffin speaks to something universal in the human experience: the desire to transcend, to protect, and to soar. As much as the Griffin belongs to the past, it also belongs to the present. In art, literature, film, and even public spaces, the Griffin continues to inspire awe and wonder. Its ability to transcend time, to be reborn again and again in new contexts, speaks to the power of myth in shaping our understanding of the world. Today, the Griffin remains a symbol not only of protection but of imagination, a creature that bridges the ancient and the modern. reminding us of the timeless appeal of legends that stir the soul and challenge the mind. In modern times, artists have reimagined the griffin in countless ways. Sculptors and painters have taken the ancient form and breathed new life into it, combining old-world symbolism with contemporary styles. From street murals to gallery installations, the griffin continues to inspire, its form evoking both strength and grace. For many artists, the griffin represents the balance between the real and the imagined, a creature that exists at the intersection of human creativity and the mysteries of the natural world. And as technology advances, the griffin finds new life in digital media, taking flight in the virtual worlds of video games, movies, and interactive experiences. Through the lens of modern technology, the griffin's ancient majesty is made tangible once more, giving new generations the chance to experience the awe and wonder that this creature has inspired for millennia. The griffin, a creature of the earth and sky, of strength and wisdom, continues to soar in the human imagination. It is a creature that transcends time, a symbol of both the physical and the spiritual, of protection and power. Its journey through history is far from over. As long as there are stories to tell, as long as there is wonder in the world, the legacy of the griffin, majestic, eternal, will endure for generations to come.